Hello, ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. We live in a world where everyone's shouting to be heard. Everyone wants to be right, to prove a point, to make noise. But let me tell you something that life has taught me. Real power doesn't scream. It doesn't need to. Real power, my friends, whispers and sometimes it says absolutely nothing. Silence isn't weakness, it's not surrender, it's not running away. Silence is control. Silence is composure. Silence is royalty. People who truly understand their worth don't need to engage in every argument. They don't need to explain themselves to those committed to misunderstanding them. They don't waste their voice on noise. They speak when it matters. And when it doesn't, they smile, nod, and walk away. That's not arrogance, that's mastery. You see, when you stay silent in the face of chaos, when you don't react to the provocation, when you don't entertain the drama, that silence pierces louder than any scream. It unsettles. It exposes. It makes the other person wonder, overthink, get consumed by their own insecurities. Because the truth is, the louder they shout and the more you don't respond, the more they realize your indifference is not carelessness, it's dominance. Your silence is a fortress, a shield. It is saying, I'm not on your level. I refuse to descend into your war zone. I will not allow your negativity to infect my peace. That is elegance. That is strength. That is the mark of someone who has outgrown the pettiness of noise and risen into the sophistication of stillness. You want to know what really shakes people? It's not when you scream back, it's when you don't. When they expect you to retaliate, but you look at them with unbothered eyes and simply walk past, as if their chaos doesn't even touch your skin. That's when they feel it the most. That's when they know you've detached. That's when your silence hits them like a storm. There's a power in not showing your cards, in keeping your moves discreet, in letting your success speak while you stay silent. Because in this world, nothing is louder than results. Nothing stings more than being ignored by someone who's glowing up, moving forward, building an empire in silence. You become untouchable. Not because you shout louder, but because you choose when to speak and when to remain an enigma. People fear silence more than insults, because silence is reflection. It forces them to sit with their own words, their own guilt, their own noise. And when you don't respond, when you don't justify, when you don't stoop low, you turn the mirror on them. And not everyone is ready to face themselves. So don't feel pressure to always have the last word. Don't feel the need to defend your every move. Be still. Be poised. Be so focused on your growth that the noise becomes irrelevant. Let your peace be your protest. Let your silence be your roar. Because believe me, there is an elegance in restraint. There's a dangerous confidence in not reacting. And there is a majestic power in simply smiling and saying, not everything deserves my energy. Let them feel your absence. Let them wonder what you're thinking. Let them talk while you build. Because eventually the world stops listening to noise and starts watching the ones who dare to stay silent and let their presence, their strength, and their results do all the talking. You know what I've learned after all these years, after the applause, the silence, the victories, and the heartbreaks? It's that not everything and not everyone deserves your reaction, and that realization alone can change the course of your life. In a world that is constantly trying to trigger you, bait you, pull you into its chaos, the strongest move you can make sometimes is not moving at all. When someone pushes you, pokes at you, tries to provoke you, they're not doing it because they're strong. They're doing it because they're weak. Because your stillness, your calm, your aura, it disturbs their storm. Your silence rattles their insecurities. And so they try to shake you, not to break you, but to feel like they matter. But let me ask you something. Do you think a lion turns every time a dog barks? No, because the lion knows its power. The lion doesn't react to noise. It doesn't waste its energy on what's beneath it, and neither should you. We all have moments when someone crosses the line. Someone talks behind our back, disrespects us, underestimates us. And our first instinct is to respond, to clap back, to show them we're not weak. But I promise you this, there's nothing more powerful than mastering the art of restraint. Because a reaction gives them a piece of your peace. A reaction tells them they matter more than your focus, your time, your purpose. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, not to the ones who doubt you, not to the ones who provoke you. Your success will speak. Your progress will answer. Your evolution will silence the noise, and those who once tried to pull you down, they'll be the same ones who say, I always knew you'd make it. That's how the world flips. That's how your silence becomes your revenge. Every time you react to nonsense, you delay your own growth. Every time you let anger or ego dictate your response, you give away your crown. Stop handing out your power to people who don't even know who they are. Stop lowering your frequency just to make a point. You weren't born to engage in every petty war. You were born to rise above it, to become so grounded, so centered, so focused that no attack, no insult, no noise can pull you off your path. Because let's be honest, people will talk no matter what. If you fail, they'll laugh. If you win, they'll envy. If you stay silent, they'll question you. If you speak your truth, they'll criticize you. So why bother reacting to any of it? Why not just keep building, keep becoming? Let them stay busy with your name in their mouth while you stay busy turning your vision into reality. You see, your power isn't in your words, it's in your discipline. It's in your decision to choose peace over war, focus over distraction, purpose over pride. That's what separates those who merely survive from those who rule. Not their reaction, but their ability to withhold it. I've had people doubt me, disrespect me, write me off. But I never responded with words. I responded with work. I never wasted my breath explaining who I am. I just showed them. Because in the end, no one remembers the one who shouted the loudest. They remember the one who rose the highest. Quietly, consistently, unapologetically. You don't owe a response to every whisper behind your back. You don't owe a reaction to every hand that tries to pull you down. Keep your head high. Keep your soul intact. Let them talk, let them doubt. Let them play their small games. Because you're playing a bigger one. And in your game, distractions don't win. Focus does. Silence does. Vision does. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember who you are. You are not here to fight meaningless battles. You are here to build empires. You are not here to explain yourself to people who don't even understand themselves. You are here to live with intention, with depth, with clarity. And when you do that, when you master the art of not reacting, you become untouchable. You become a force. You become a storm that doesn't need thunder to be felt. You want to know what makes you powerful, what truly sets you apart from the average, the scattered, the lost. It's your attention. Your attention is your currency. Your attention is your weapon. Wherever you place it, that's where your energy flows. And wherever your energy flows, that's what grows. But here's the painful truth. Most people are bankrupt, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunities, but because they give their energy away to things that don't deserve them. They invest their attention into drama, distractions, and opinions that carry no value, no growth, no meaning. They scroll for hours, they argue with fools. They chase validation, and they wonder why they feel empty, drained, stuck. Let me tell you something I've lived, not just learned. When you give your attention to negativity, you're feeding it. When you react to someone trying to pull you down, you're handing them a piece of your power. When you constantly look outside for approval, you starve your inner fire. Your attention is sacred. It's not for everyone, it's not for everything. And the day you realize that is the day you start becoming unstoppable. You see, people who waste your time, who drain your mind, who try to inject insecurity into your soul, they're not after your peace. They're after your attention. Because your attention gives them significance. Your focus makes them feel seen. And when you withhold that, when you become unavailable to their chaos, they lose their grip, they lose their power. The world is loud, it's chaotic, it's desperate to grab you. Every notification, every meaningless debate, every cheap insult, every fake praise, it's all a trap to pull you out of yourself and into a space where you are distracted, reactive, and disconnected from your purpose. But let me tell you, you were not born to be distracted. You were born to dominate, to channel that divine energy inside you into something so powerful, so focused, that it silences the world without you saying a single word. And that begins by mastering where your attention goes. Ask yourself, what am I feeding? What am I empowering every time I react, every time I engage, every time I get pulled into someone else's storm? Because the people who truly rise, who truly evolve, they don't waste their fire trying to light up empty rooms. They protect their flame. They guard their focus like royalty guards a crown. I have seen this up close. I've watched brilliant people destroy their momentum because they gave their attention to envy, to gossip, to negativity. They forgot that what you look at consistently, you start becoming. You give attention to poison, you start drinking it. You give attention to limitation, you start living it. But the moment you flip that switch, when you say, no more, when you start pouring your attention into your craft, your growth, your peace, your body, your mind, your vision, everything changes. You start attracting clarity, confidence, discipline, and most importantly, freedom, because that's what real freedom is. It's not having everything. It's having the power to not give your attention to what doesn't matter. It's the freedom to say, this doesn't serve me, so I'm not looking there. I'm not responding to that. I'm not giving this energy. I'm not shrinking for the sake of noise. But attention is like sunlight. When it's scattered, it warms nothing. But when it's concentrated, It burns through steel, it becomes laser, it becomes legacy. So when people try to distract you, pull you into petty games, make you doubt your own path, don't respond. Don't react. Withdraw your attention. Let them feel the absence of your energy. Let them sit in the silence of your disinterest. And while they wonder why you're not engaging, you keep building. You keep growing. You keep rising. Because that's the ultimate power, not being everywhere, but being exactly where you need to be, fully, fiercely, without apology. Your attention is your throne. Stop letting everyone sit on it.